The live events before the pandemic, it was booming. We had in and out jobs on a monthly basis. You're talking about, I mean, it's such a big pie to share with. There was ample of jobs for everyone, and everyone could, bring back food to the table back home. So everybody was pretty much enjoying it because they love what they're doing as well as it pays them back.
It was full of anxiety to me, especially during the beginning of the pandemic. So a lot of unknown, a lot of uncertainty. So what do I do now? And also a lot of shows that are being cancelled. So we have to do a lot of works that coordinating with the suppliers, the venue, and yet at the same time, what are the solutions?
And but when it first hit us, and I think along with the other musicians in Malaysia also, we didn't know what to do. We were scared, we were frightened, we were anxious because we only know this thing that is our core, and we do it every day. And next thing you know, overnight, everything just changes. And what are we going to do next? So how it affected us is, of course, in terms of creativity, because we can work home alone and take the guitar or the bass or anything, work alone, but you don't have your other bandmates there to share knowledge, or maybe you should do this part, maybe you should do that part. So that's why I think one thing that is a big gap there in terms of creativity.
You are here as an arts and entertainment community. We also have our own struggles and things to support in life. It's not just the main corporate jobs that are living in this world, basically. If you see beyond that, you help each individual or each category of economical sector, then perhaps it will help the whole industry or the country as a whole better.
Yeah, I would say that in a production, you have the whole team, not just the music, the production people, the people behind the scene, the freelancers working on lights and sound and everything. It's the whole team that generates that production that makes people want to come and pay and watch. So that's the beauty of it that's been lost now. So I guess, I would say again, if any big corporations who are into music, who are into arts and everything, I hope the government can hear this as well. That even though we are suppressed in certain ways, but we're not giving up hope to keep going with music and keep music alive, keep live events especially alive in any way that we can.
What I have been saying so far, we need to be talking and discussing and thinking and planning and doing it all right. We want to be living a life where everyone understands, thinks alike, will help one another, will talk to each other. Like now, you are talking to us, to the industry people, so that we can share the burden and also enjoy the fruits of our labor.
For a collaboration to happen, the first thing is your heart must be in the right place. I think that's very important. There are feelings of, there are always, in every industry, there are feelings of unnecessary competition. Competition is good and healthy to a certain point, but you also must think of ways to help each other, to look at a company that does the same thing as you, as your peer rather than your competitor. And that kind of mindset, not just from the mind, but from the hearts, if you are able to see things that way, there'll be less negativity in the industry, and that's what we want. And through positivity, I think we are able to grow together.
The creative industry is a very competitive market, but there are reasons why we are here, and I seriously believe that the reason why a lot of us are here is not for money. The reason why we're all here is because we want to create an experience, we want to create a show. So why can't we do it together? So we should be doing it together, we should be helping each other. So event organizers need to be smart as well. They need to understand, part of organizing an event is the fact that you are in control of the event, but you are also responsible for anything that happens in that space, And just one screw up or one cluster will affect everything that we worked so hard in the past year to get things up and running again.
I'm realistic because we know we have these challenges. So the shows that I plan to do, of course, will not have 30 people on stage. We'll have like effects flying in. So I need to keep my production simple. Okay, so that's why when I say go back to the basics, so my plan now, because it's really for theatre to concentrate more on the actors rather on a prop or a set, is to keep things minimal and simplistic. That is the way I want to go now for the moment, because it's only 50% capacity. So, and it all boils down again to how you manage your budget. So I'm like, I don't plan to do like a $2-3 million production. My production will probably only cost 80,000. You see, so I would start off from there basically.
How we can probably move forward is to possibly incorporate more of technology into what we do, right? I think with a lot more incorporation of things like, your online events and your online platforms, or certain SOPs, or maybe even, things when you come in, how you check in, how you're able to separate people, how you're able to, actually fulfill the SOPs. I think bringing technology into that is going to be a very big game changer for how the industry plays out in the future. And I think that's going to help us assist to actually be able to still operate and run in this environment.
And I think that, other than technologies and things like that, another thing that is very crucial is also to gain the confidence of the public. Because right now, what we used to provide that provides joy and pleasure to the public right now has become to something that public is very fearful. Public is very fearful of mass gathering. Public is very fearful of just events as a whole. I think that there's a lot of things that we need to do in order to gain the confidence of the public that that something that they are able to come and gather and have fun will be they are able to attend this fearlessly and have the assurance that their health is their number one priority for the event organizers and everyone in the ecosystem as well.
If you see for now, the pandemic is overall all over the world. And some of the countries in our world has been opened up 100%. Because if you want to wait for the COVID to cure 100%, I don't think so. Until 10 years, you will get the cure. So they can open up the event industry as usual, with the strictly follow the SOP. At least you are helping something on the event industry people to run their business as usual. That's it.
First and foremost, I think the government has got to go to the ground and get a feel of exactly what's happening. My personal point of view, I think the decision makers are not aware of what's happening on the ground. They've just been given information from all government officers or relevant people, but it's not the actual picture that's happening on the ground. They have to go to the ground and sincerely find out that what is happening, what is the problem.
I don't think we have had any cases from what we've been doing so far during this period. I think if with proper SOP, proper guidelines, they should allow us to slowly start going back and trying to start and revive shows and events, because this does not only involve people like us behind the scenes. There's a lot of people involved, from musicians, from artists, from production guys, from security, from ushers. All of us have been hit.
I think if the government is planning things, I think I would like to know clearly what that policy or what that plan is. And maybe the government needs to trust the community, the industry more, and trust us to say, hey, here's what we have planned, here's what we're thinking, and take that and make that happen, as opposed to like, okay, we listen to you, but then let me go back and then talk to A, talk to B, talk to C. It's just taking too long and it's not moving things forward, this back and forth. We just need to commit to one, and I think, if anything, trust the people in the industry. Trust the people who are actually doing the work, because we are invested in it. This is our livelihood. This is our life. So allow us to be involved in the conversation as much as possible.